In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of your favorite podcast, I Digress. Today we are joined by the upstanding Neil. You want to say a few words, Neil?
A few words.
Nice. That was really succinct and to the point. I love it. And today we have two guests on the show with us. We have our favorite friend, Hafiz. What you got for us, Hafiz?
What's up?
I love it. Also straight to the point. You can't really beat that. And finally, we have our last guest of the week, hopefully someone who's going to be reoccurring as well. We have Grant.
Thanks very much for that, Rob. I'm happy to be here. I'm not happy to not be your favorite friend, though.
Hey man, we have only known each other for a few years, so you need to stack up the time before we can get on that level.
I need to put that time in. Pay my dues.
Pay your dues? How many Jews you got on roster?
Oh, okay, go right in with the anti-Semitism. Let's go.
I digress.
And that's why they call me the controversy. So, today, guys, our first topic for the evening, we have vagina wetness. What is it?
You go ahead, Rob. This is all you.
Well, okay, the thing that I want to really understand is that I heard the same substance that sharks excrete onto their skin is the same substance that forms around the vagina walls. And it just got me thinking, what actually is it?
So, I've never had sex with a shark, for a start.
I'd hope not.
But I can imagine it's slightly different. You know, I could see maybe they do it to swim faster, you know, to be lubricated. But I don't know. That's pretty much as I've got, yeah.
Well, because they say that there's no right amount of wetness. Some people are dry, some people are more wet than others. Sometimes it just happens without you actually knowing it's happening. Could be arousal, could just be like a quiet jog in the park.
Have you taken like a survey, Rob? Is this how you know this?
Yeah, no, it was really weird when I took the survey. There was a lot of screaming people in the park.
Is that because there was a shark?
But, you know, yes.
Ah.
But hey, what can you do? So I'm guessing that's the...
But nobody has anything to say on this.
This was a great topic.
It just occurred to me there that I was like, do you think it feels like sweating? Because, you know, when you sweat, you can feel it being pushed out of you.
What?
I mean, I guess that kind of makes sense. When you're sweating, you feel the sweat actually lying in your skin. But I feel, you know, this is what the finer point is. Who better to talk about vagina wetness than four guys right here?
Exactly. As experts of vaginas.
I think all of us... I mean, I don't know about you guys. I know all of you have your plenty of share, but I'm an outstanding gentleman, so I don't know. I'm saving myself for my urge, you know?
Uh-huh, yeah, similar.
You're lucky that you control what parts of these I say actually end up on the final cut, Rob.
Oh, you could make him sound so bad.
Oh, I couldn't, because he would just remove it.
No, don't worry. All the bad parts I'd definitely leave behind for Neil. Face, what are you thinking about vagina wetness? What comes to mind when you hear those two words?
I'm staying out of this.
That's content you want.
That is the kind of response that we really need. It's just beyond me, to be honest. I wonder if girls can actually feel what it's like when it happens, or if it just happens like if you've wet yourself and you're not quite sure what's coming down there.
Not that much liquid, it would be like wet yourself. It would be like the same thing as getting a boner, sort of the way that
I was about to say. I was like, you know how like just throughout the day, sometimes, especially when you were in like high school, you can just like get an erection just for like no reason half the time. And you'd be there and you're just like, oh, this is great fun. Do you think that happens to girls as well? Like they'll just be, you know, sitting and then they're just like, oh, for fuck's sake, I've wet myself again, for lack of a better term.
I'm sure.
I didn't do biology, Neil, but I don't think girls get boners.
No. But instead, like throughout high school, they could be sat in a maths class and all of a sudden just be soaking wet for no reason, just like a pubescent boy would get random boners non-stop.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I don't know if that happens. Hopefully, maybe one day expand the diversity of the podcast a little bit to feature women as well.
Probably not.
Okay, cool. Well, that's that.
Just want to make it clear.
You don't think that any female would ever want to come on the show and talk about this kind of stuff?
Do not.
No, I just don't think any female has the quality to actually come on the show. And if anyone actually thinks they can prove me wrong...
This is getting very incel-like conversation.
It is, isn't it? Yeah. We're going to start quoting the Joker. Fuck me.
We live in a society where women don't deserve to be on this podcast.
Hey, I'm just saying, if they want to come on and prove me wrong and show me that they have enough balls,
Oh my god.
come on the show. It's gonna be great. I'm just here to create conversation, guys.
I wish I'd stayed out of this like a fees. I feel like I'm gonna go to jail.
Don't worry, we're all just sparking conversations here.
I don't want to be cancelled in my first appearance here.
Don't worry, no one's cancelling us. We only have about 100 views per episode.
Well, that's that. So we've decided it's just awkward occurrence, or we're curious as to whether it is just that.
It's I'd say it's an awkward occurrence. It can be controlled, sometimes it can't be, and it's a weird synthetic lube that sometimes shark use to get through water, I guess.
Interesting.
The shark things, yeah, that is interesting. Is it the same with like dolphins? You'd assume then, and like when you touch like I've touched a manta ray and that was really slimy. So
I'd imagine it is the same, to be honest. It's probably why you get that distinct fishy smell now and then.
right.
Wow.
Hey, don't wow me. You know it's true.
I love when you bring these like really nice, wholesome topics for us to talk about, Rob.
We gotta start off strong,
True.
and then sort of ease the audience into it, just like a gentle massage.
The opposite of that. You've gone with the most jarring topic first.
I'm definitely going to see. If you want to email me about any of the content, it's caneven_lift@hotmail.com. Feel free to give me all your positive feedback.
I think that we could probably move past this.
Yeah, I think this is a swift moving on.
Mainly because I just really want to hear the new drop in between.
Oh yeah, the new drop's going to be sick. It's not going to be jarring like the last one.
Coronavirus!
Facts. Wait, we'll start off. Did you know that Donkey Kong got his name because his creator believed donkey meant stupid in English and wanted to convey the impression that the character was a stupid ape?
So do we have to guess if these are true, or is this just like...
Yeah, you can tell me. True. Well, that's definitely true, but I could hit you up with a true or false, but have you got any fun, bizarre facts on top of your head?
So on that kind of same idea of naming characters, my one is that before Mickey Mouse had his name as Mickey Mouse, he was actually going to be called Mortimer Mouse. Fun fact.
I think that we've done the same Zoom quiz.
The same Zoom quiz. I've not done any Zoom.
I had a question come up just the other day on a Zoom quiz over what was Mickey Mouse's original name going to be.
Nah, man, I've not done that. I just know a lot about things like that and not a lot about things that are important. Probably why.
Say yourself short, man. You know a lot of important things as well. Come on.
Yeah.
We're all about boosting ourselves on this show, just not everyone else out with the show.
Thanks, Queen.
It's all good, I got you. But it's a weird one. Mortimer doesn't really roll off the tongue.
You know that as well.
That'll be hence the change to Mickey.
Yeah, well, apparently his wife Lillian convinced him to do it.
Lillian convinced him.
His wife Lillian was basically just like, that's a fucking stupid name. You should change it.
Thank God for that. I was just like, who's going to green light that in a meeting room? It's so stupid.
The other one I also had was that during the war, the Nazi Party had 2 official comedians assigned to them, which I thought was interesting as well. I read that.
Oh, really?
I wonder what kind of jokes they told.
Yeah, I bet that was a hoot live.
Perhaps not for some people.
It kind of leads on to, what's the most offensive joke that you've heard?
I mean...
Surely that's not actually what you want to hear.
Oh no, I want to hear it, Neil. Don't worry, I'll edit this magnificently.
I really don't. Off the top of my head, I don't really have many like that. Most of them are really innocent.
No offensive joke whatsoever.
Anything really like that. Like I don't really store very many ones like that in my head.
Because I think one of my favorite ones was from one comedian whose name I've just forgotten. He's that famous. Basically just sitting there. No, actually, I don't think I have enough kahunas for this one.
Yeah, yeah. So you just pissed out that.
I wonder what ballsy statement are you about to rip out?
Oh no, it was. I mean, I know I like to be controversial, but even for me, this one was a bit touch and cloth.
Fees?
I see.
You got anything to contribute, or are you staying at this one?
No, I'm trying to think, but nothing really.
Let's play a game of, do you think this fact is true or false?
Wonderful.
I love it. The medical name for a butt crack is the intergluteal cleft.
I think that's true.
That's absolutely true.
And it was the only thing that I shall refer to my butt crack as from now on.
Sorry, I've just... Like, if you excuse me, I need to go and wipe my intergluteal cleft. Or what was it? Intergluteal. I just said intergluteal.
Intergluteal, but intergluteal is an improvement on the name and should be scientifically documented as such from now on.
Do you guys know what the perineum is the medical name for?
What?
No, do you? No? You don't know?
A perineum. Can I guess as a sort of like gooch around that area?
Go!
Is it?
Very familiar with perineum, or no man's land, as some people would call it.
Wow. I mean, some people say it's a pleasure zone, so, you know.
Do they, Rob?
And it was a true fact.
I mean, Rob, is that... I think we just went really quiet after you said that. I think we all just kind of went, well, that's an insight into Rob's sex life.
But no, that was a true fact, yeah. It's actually called the intergluteal cleft.
Interesting.
It's a weird one.
I'm trying to see. I'm just trying to see. I basically just googled a bunch of things here because I more or less ran out of facts that I had in my head. Try to see if I can do.
Oh, I've got loads here to just
Ra-
top you off.
rattle them off, bro.
Okay. I'm just going to read the really bizarre ones. The name for the shape of Pringles is called a hyperbolic paraboloid.
Nice.
For all you mathematics fans out there. Yeah.
I don't really know where we're gonna go with this one.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, if you ever just like opened up your Pringles and just went, hey, I wonder what kind of shape this is. And someone's actually taken the time to be like, you know, hyperbolic paraboloid, that's the one.
I was watching Avengers the other day, and just on shapes, and they were talking. There was like, you know how Tony Stark just like solves time travel in an evening. He just like sits down and goes, that's it. And
Well, that's how most scientific breakthroughs come about. Is you sit down with a glass of wine one night at your computer and go,
you're like,
I think I might save the
let's
world.
just fucking do it. Well, he sits there, and then basically they use a thing called like a Mobius loop or a Morbius loop, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Pretty much just he's like, computer, try it with that. Boom, time travel happened. And I remember being like really nerdy and watching a video about this shape one time, and all it is just like a ring that's just basically, imagine you cut it in half and folded one side over. That's the secret to time travel, huh? This guy's fucking clever. And that was me. That was my only thing.
I just don't understand how everyone just accepted that as fact. It was just like, let me just configure this into as many shapes as possible. And it's like, boom, yep, that's the one. Let's do it. Where you're going to test it a couple of times and it's completely fine. So snails have 14,000 teeth and some can even kill you.
Wow. Do you have more on that?
Oh, that is very interesting. They must be so tiny.
Yeah, I imagine it's just like a brush fiber sort of thing that's going on.
Yeah, that's like one of those. That's like what do you call them? It's like I can't remember what you call the problem, but it's would you take infinite life, but a snail was constantly coming after you that would kill you if it ever caught you.
Oh, I've heard this.
Oh, it's so good. Yes, I know the one you mean.
Yeah, so you're immortal, except for a snail can kill you, and the snail will always be coming for you. So you could travel across the world, and the snail's going to take, I don't know how long that would be, 3 years or whatever to find you again, but it's always going to be coming directly for you.
I think would you rathers are definitely the way to go here. I think I would. I don't think I'd go for it because I think you would eventually go far enough that you just forget one day. You'd be like lying on the beach somewhere, and then just, without thinking about it, the snail's just powering after you the whole time. And it would take, maybe months, whatever else. I assume the snail can just basically like crawl like under the sea or slither, whatever you'd say.
Yeah, under the sea. I presume it's coming 24/7. It doesn't sleep.
Yeah.
It's just got one mission in life, and that mission is to touch you, and then you'll just puff into a million pieces.
But like
of
this
dust.
thing's totally going to get you. Because you're not going to be on guard the whole time. Like if you sleep, you just don't know if it's going to be that time.
No, but you could also see it coming. Like you could be up on a balcony having a glass of wine, sat in the sun, and you can look down on the street and see a snail and say, "Well, that'll be here in about 6 hours."
I also
time.
think that if the snail was coming through for me, I'd want to just look at it in the eye and capture it in some sort of box that's indestructible, so it's just constantly with me. I think I'd be too paranoid just to wander away.
You could just put like a big ring of salt around you wherever you're sitting.
But I mean, surely if we're going into this hypothetical and the snail can survive under the masses of ocean, I don't think salt's going to stop it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, presumably if you're invincible, the snail is also. Otherwise, you might just take a stick and whack it once and be done.
Maybe we could just solve that.
Just like, well,
It's like that film where there's just the person like walking after you the whole time, and they like transfer. Sex.
it's so creepy.
That one was fun.
I watched that film and just thought this is probably the most haunting thing. Just a completely indestructible, invisible monster that chases you like an STI.
Because other people can't see it as well.
Yeah, no. It's weird because you can physically interact with it, but nobody else can see it. So you just have to pass it on to the next unlucky soul, really.
It is pretty much the worst STI that you could get, that, isn't it?
I mean, that's a commercial for always stay safe right there.
Stay safe, or you could have a eternal murderous
Demon.
chasing you the whole time.
But do you know what? If the person's wearing a condom, would the monster still differentiate that as sex?
I left that one there, hoping that somebody else would jump in.
Yeah, So what are you saying? Sex isn't sex if you're wearing a condom.
Whoa.
Put it this way. If you're wearing a glove...
No, this is not the same thing at all.
If you wear a glove and wash your hands, are you washing your hands?
No.
No, you're not.
Yes or no? So you're not washing your hands. Therefore,
I agree you're not washing.
there you go. Do I hear a counter argument?
I mean, I'm agreeing that you're not washing your hands, but I want to hear your comparison to this.
I think that anything that involves insertion is called sex.
I thought you were gonna go hand washing with that, like inserting your hand into the glove. I was like, what the fuck is he talking about?
No. I want to put the condom. But
The
also,
minute you insert your hand into the glove, hand wash.
if you were wearing gloves, you are still. I'd say you're washing the gloves which are on your hands.
So you would be like, my hands are clean.
Well, no.
No, I don't think anybody's hands are clean in this situation.
Oh, I love it. We're going to continue on with the random facts then.
I just think nobody's gonna agree with you there, Rob.
Probably not, but you know what? The beauty of it is that we're just here to start conversations. I want people to talk about this. This is why every now and then I'm just going to say something outrageously controversial.
Well, this is the question time that the country needs. Never mind the politics once a week. I have no time for that. These are the hard-hitting truths that we need to hear.
I don't want anyone to be sitting out there talking about 5G towers and potentially getting the coronavirus from using a high-tech phone. So if they're going to be sitting talking about shark skin and a snail chasing after them with 14,000 teeth, then win-win.
Would you rather, right, have the stinkiest willy in the world, or just have everyone think that you do?
I think I would rather have everybody think that I did than actually having it.
Personally, I would actually prefer not to have it and everyone think I did, because my sense of smell is very strong. So I wouldn't want that constantly being around me.
I also would, I think, go with the just people thinking that I did.
Afis, what do you think?
I'm bad.
Oh, it's great commentary. We're gonna edit just like a yes.
A real Microsoft Sam, like, yes.
I agree.
I think that it would actually benefit you if people thought that you had the stinkiest willy in the world, because people would be interested by that and they'd want to smell, and then they'd see it, smell it, and be like, not that bad actually.
But it's no, man. This is like no. This is like you have the stinkiest one in the world. That's what I'm saying. This is.
I would be so curious, just like how bad are we talking? Like, am I gonna smell it and just straight out vomit in 2 seconds?
It's just like straight dog shit. Just.
It's the worst smell.
If you just grabbed a big lump of dog shit off the pavement, smeared it all over your own face, and just gave a big old inhale. That's what your dick smells like.
That was a horrible image.
I mean, honestly, I've not showered in 3 days, so I must be coming close anyway.
I've got another one in case you guys are enjoying that one.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go for the Would You Rather segment. It's a bit more interesting than some random facts.
Would you rather only be able to sleep for 20 minutes at a time, or every time you ejaculate, you scream for 20 minutes straight?
I think that sleeping 20 minutes at a time, that's like geniuses do that, don't they? Isn't that like I don't know, like Isaac Newton's sleep schedule was he did micro naps so they had more time for learning.
We're all geniuses ourselves, or genii, so we can all sort of agree that we all take those nap patterns. Yeah.
You reckon that's just because like an evil genie made him choose?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I guess.
He was just like...
Personally, I think I'll take the screaming one because that's so much more hilarious. Could you just imagine trying to explain that afterwards?
It's like 10 minutes more than I normally do, so...
I think I would take the screaming because that would replace the crying with screaming.
Hey, it's a weird thing that happens. You get the post-nut clarity, but you also get the post-depression of just crying and regretting everything you've just seen.
Maybe you do.
Hey Neil, don't lie to me. I know, I've been there. I know that you've cried afterwards.
I know what you're talking about.
That's because it was with you, and I woke up.
What did I miss?
Right, Afiz, let's just ask Afiz.
All right, Neil, you got this.
Okay, right. So, Afiz, would you rather only be able to sleep for 20 minutes at a time, or every time you ejaculate, you scream for 20 minutes straight?
I'll take the screaming.
You take the screaming. See, I don't think
Yeah.
that's it, man. And I feel like it would really fuck me up if I wasn't able to sleep.
Genuinely mess you up in the head as well if you're screaming for 20 minutes. Could you imagine just the lung capacity?
We already make really weird noises when we come anyway, so might as well go all the way.
That's what I was saying.
Do you want to give us a demonstration of your after noise?
I am interested to hear
Could
this.
you play the Cardi B thing again? Because that's basically what happens that's what happens when I come.
Coronavirus! Coronavirus!
I think I just want to finish off on the last really weird fun facts that I found here as well. Before the term bloopers was coined, outtakes were called boners, and I feel personally attacked.
You feel attacked because it suggests that your boner is a mistake that someone's made?
Oh, I mean, it's only men that can take it. I feel like it's a general attack against men.
Once again, we're going down a real incest road here.
You see Incest Road.
Oh, I did. I meant incel.
Wow,
but not
man.
incest.
This-
Very wrong word. But I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I think this isolation's really not doing well for Grant just now.
Yeah, no. But could you imagine, actually? I wonder if incest numbers have shot up because of isolation.
Oh, that's a horrible yet interesting point.
Hey Neil, as a guy with two brothers, can you elaborate?
I mean, they both live in London and Glasgow. Not that if they didn't, I'd be fucking them, but I don't really have the chance anyway, Rob.
Because you'd get rejected, or you wouldn't go for them?
Oh no, I'm much better looking than them.
Oh wow.
Okay, it's them that would get rejected.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Too high standards.
I mean, if this keeps going 3 weeks at a time, you know, my flatmate better watch out. But that's all.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assumption to say.
We all know that you love them posh, so.
Dude, I do love Posh. He is a good guy.
Coronavirus! Coronavirus!
Our topic just now, we're going to talk about accents. You guys any good?
The best. Just the best.
Oh, you know, I got Grant part of his degree. You know.
That is true. Neil's Australian accent is so good that it convinced an exam board that I had got an authentic Australian to record some voiceover lines for me.
I actually love that because we had an authentic Australian, but you opted for Neil instead because
Yes,
he was
well,
more authentic.
I did not know that until we had finished. I think it took us about an hour or so to record all the lines, and then all of a sudden an Australian man popped his head in the door and said something along the lines of "G'day, mate," I'm sure. And I was like, "Who is this?
What else did he say?
Why is there a real Australian man here?"
It was pretty. I mean, I thought I did a great job because I mean
You
his
did do a great
his
job.
is a bit more subtle accent anyway.
Yeah, I feel like nobody has an overtly deep accent in their own language. I feel like none of us sound overtly Scottish, and Afis doesn't sound overtly Nigerian. Well, when he wants to.
I mean, I think when I was doing the bits anyway, it was very Crocodile Dundee.
But you want that. You want someone to ham it up so that they know what you're going for.
I mean, I have heard Afis get angry though, and he sounds really Nigerian.
Please give us a run by. I want to hear some.
Nah, man, you're good.
See, that's the good thing. So when you're Scottish, if you're like abroad and want to scare someone, it's good to just ham up the accent, and when you're saying something like you'll slice their face or something along that lines,
yeah.
that'll really just get your point across.
What situations are you in where you just need to threaten someone to slice their face?
You don't want to know what I do when I'm overseas. Get myself in all sorts of trouble.
Got a terrifying trip to Butlins, France. This kid was really pissing him off.
He really didn't like the tricycle ride. He was like, you know what? Time to hit in my Scottish mode.
Yes, it's when someone cuts you in the queue at the water park. I really go all out.
Let's hear you doing some accents, Rob. Let's hear it, man.
Well, actually, I got a list of accents that I want all of us to try and attempt just to see. I want the audience to see who's better, and whoever's better, just hit me up on the email. So first one's first. We got British accent. Grant, you want to go first?
Sure thing, Governor! Cool, blimey! It's such a beautiful day to be sweeping chimneys up on the roofs of London town. I sure hope that a bobby doesn't get me for breaking lockdown.
They just gone like full Dick Van Dyke. That's what you said.
That was intense. I love that. I rate that 7 stars.
Oh, thank you
Give
very
me
much.
7.
That is the British accent that I hate. That's the American's British accent.
Oh, I love it. Neil, you think you can top off the British?
I have to do chimney sweep as well.
Hey man, whatever you feel British is. That's what I'm
Well,
saying.
I'm British. This is how it sounds anyway. Although just
Yeah, I was kind of hoping someone would actually do that because we're all British. You know, I love Grant for being the tryhard. That's
oh yeah, absolutely.
110% all the time.
Hey, Feast,
Yep.
what's your best British accent there?
What you're hearing right now.
Ooh, keeping it real.
I love it, man. This is a man who knows what he wants and knows what he wants to say. Feast has always been the guiding line through our lives. Tells us how it is, you know? Yeah, I'm not even going to attempt a British accent because, well, I mean, I don't really sound British, I don't think, actually, so
Your accent's just a mess.
it's just a bit all over the place. Well, I mean, some people say we sound the same online, so
I mean, I've never thought so.
I've never thought so, but we've confused the Feast before just by picking up the phone. We've confused like 6 people. Just
I wouldn't say confused. I really don't pay that much attention.
He just hates people. He doesn't really care what you're saying.
Feast is the model citizen right now when it comes to isolation. He is 0 contact, at least 20 meters apart from the next person. It's great.
Oh, tinnies are getting opened.
Tinnies are open. It's that's one thing that the lockdown is dangerous for. It's becoming an alcoholic. Very easy to do.
What do you mean becoming?
I was a good boy before all this started, and then coronavirus hit, and I was told to stay in my house, so all I had to do was drink booze all day.
I don't believe that for one bit. I feel like coronavirus is just a beard for you to wear. I think you already were an alcoholic.
Yeah, it's actually, I've tried to cut back because those first 2 weeks were definitely like, this is too much.
Oh, I've had to do that as well.
You know what? When it comes on board with drinking, no one does it better than Australians. I want to hear your best Australian accents.
Oh, Grant's is fantastic.
Well, let me just, so mine's is so poor that I drafted Neil's in. Otherwise, I would have done that bit of voiceover work myself. But I could say I was caught in a boxing. no, it's too bad.
Chimneys again.
I was going for chimneys again. Like
I was going to say, your British man's taking a trip to Australia.
he was a convict, so he's off.
Been down those chimneys every fucking day.
Oh, I liked that.
Oh, thanks, mate.
Bring it back. Say something else to me.
No, you're just enjoying this.
Tell me that you went 11 rounds with a kangaroo in a boxing match, but he had you up against the ropes right before the end.
Last week, went 11 rounds with this fucking kangaroo. He had no chance. He was going left, I was going right. Then bish, bash, bosh, left, right, good night.
A feast. What have you got? Let's hear your top Aussie. I want to hear it.
Okay, let's see. Nah, alright, mate. No, I can't do it. I'll just end up killing my own tongue. Move on.
Come on, give us something.
Righty, mate. I don't know.
I love the effort, though.
Hey man, I A for effort. I love it. Do you know, when it comes to Australia, no one does it better than this moment that actually happened to me in real life, where this lady did not want to accept that she paid for 9 bottles of Pinot Grigio while I was working at the Murrayfield Hotel. This is the only Australian that I can actually do. I'm not even sure if she was Australian, but I think she was Australian. Let me just prime myself, get my inner Karen.
This just to set the scene, Rob. This was her coming up to the bar and telling you that she wasn't going to pay for them and that they weren't hers, and basically just trying to get a refund, right?
I got it.
Cool.
Excuse me. I didn't order that. I did not order that Pinot Grigio. Okay, I didn't order that. I only ordered 8. That was pretty much the entire conversation. I probably exaggerated a little bit, but, you know, honestly, it was so intense. She tried to cover up the fact that I could see 9 bottles on her table, and she tried to pawn off that she only ordered 8. I just couldn't understand her logic, but I really did admire it.
Didn't order this Pinot Grigio.
Didn't order that. I was like, all right, Karen.
Right, Rob, quick fire. Hit us with some Irish.
Irish accent. Okay, where we go? Northern or southern?
It's all the same, right?
No, you go for all the subtleties that in between.
Ooh.
You know, I try and be a little subtle with like the accents. You know, if I'm from Northern Ireland, it's going to be like, you know, Parshar and an R. From Ballycastle, just down from Banbridge.
Banbridge. You're just one of the boys from down there. Shout out to Banbridge.
Do you call it Derry or London Derry?
Oh, you'll get shot for going at Londonderry. It's only Derry, mate. Only Derry.
You know, we're all about controversy here. But then you can always dive down and you end up in a place like Limerick. And you're like, you know,
Limerick City, mate.
I'm a Limerick City boy.
Grant, it's got to be done. Talk to us about chimneys in an Irish accent.
Yeah, Grant, let's hear this Irish accent of yours.
I was in the pub.
That's pretty good.
and I didn't have any money, and the barman said, well, my chimney's looking pretty dirty right now.
That's pretty glad.
So I took off my t-shirt and I started scrubbing the inside of his chimney.
You just started scrubbing, did you?
Over a pint of Guinness.
Oh, for a pint of Guinness?
You just started
For a
scrubbing.
pint of Guinness, I started scrubbing his chimney.
Was it black? Did you manage to get it all clean?
Oh yes, it was spotless. I almost went a bit Sean Connery at the end there.
It's turned like they're Irish pirates a little bit.
They're Irish pirates.
Or what did you call it, Derry or Londonderry?
Well, as an avid supporter of our Queen and royal family, it's got to be Londonderry. I really don't know what happened at the end there. It really started going all
You
over.
just got
the
really
place.
patriotic. It's okay.
Honestly,
well.
it's understandable. Red Hand of Ulster all the way.
Oh my god. I'm gonna have to distance myself from all of your stances so much, Rob.
I've been wondering, are you a supporter of black and tans?
Black and tans. Is that some sort of slur?
God.
No. Well, yeah, I guess it depends who you ask.
Alright, well, before,
Can you cut that line?
yeah, you can just maybe cut that out. Cut that out before,
Cut that out.
yeah, maybe just the whole bit. Let's just...
No, do you know, there's two more accents I kind of wanted to really get into. One was German and the other was Russian. I just want to set the scenario. Neil, give me your German. And Grant, I want you to solely stick to Russian. Afis, you're full on American, and I'll be an Italian. You got it?
I mean...
Yes. I understand the task you have given us.
What did I get? German. My German just always turns Swedish.
Do it, man. You got this. Right. From now, we're only talking in our accents, okay?
Okay.
Let me move on to something different to talk about then.
Would you like to talk about my spaghetti?
Well, that died a quick death, didn't it, Rob?
Yeah.
I literally meant we'll go into like a new topic. You just straight up went for something. There's something about spaghetti, and that was just nothing else.
Hey, man, you didn't even get Feast to go into American. I was looking forward to that the most.
You could probably do an impression of a Fees doing an American accent.
Hey, let's hear it.
Nah, I'm fine. How was that?
Sounds about right, to be fair.
Oh, good days. Right, so we move on to the next topic.
Coronavirus! Coronavirus!
I want to hear about some of Grant's things because his look fantastic. Special ball, just mainly one of them.
Yeah, let's do it. Grant, you want to talk about new hobbies?
Yeah. This lockdown has given us all an opportunity to have a lot more time on our hands, and I'm very interested to hear what you guys have been spending the time doing. I think it's a cool thing that you've started a new podcast, Rob. But something that I noticed that so I've been interested in video game development, and so started a course because Harvard University made like 70 courses free online or something like that. So soon I hope to be a Harvard graduate, but. It's
Wow.
I've realized something about new hobbies is that they're really, really hard, and everything that I'm sort of would consider myself good at is like things that I've been doing since I was 16, and I've had a little bit of a crisis of life of like, oh my god, if I start something new, I think I'll be 30 before I can consider myself good at it.
Yeah.
To be honest, though, it's better starting now and finishing up in 30 and being like, I'm a master of at least 4 different things, than waiting till you're 70, decrepit, and just sort of wishing that you could have done it when you still had the ability to move, no?
Yeah, so I've tried to kind of learn to play piano a little bit, but it's very, very slow progress because I'm trying to do it.
Whoa. Keyboard, Neil.
But that is what they call me. I've been trying to get on with that and like try to be somewhat sensible with it and try to learn how to read music and things like that. Mainly just so I really just want to be able to be one of those people that goes to train stations and then can sit down at the pianos they have in there and be like, yeah.
Yes.
I really just want to be I really want to be one of those guys.
It's all about feeding that ego.
Yeah.
Let people know that you can perform on a moment's notice.
What do you call them? Assholes. Yeah, I just want to be one of them.
Hey, Neil, you already were one before you picked up the keyboard,
Thanks,
so
Queen.
don't worry.
Thanks, Queen.
I got you, boy.
I know Fees has been learning to basically produce music though.
Yeah, that's been fun. Frustrating at times, but it's nothing you can really do. Staring at a blank screen, not knowing where to go with the next beat.
Mm-hmm. It's so, yeah, what are you using? I downloaded LMMS the other day.
I've been using FL Studios.
Ah, right, yeah. I basically just have a free version of that, but it's another one of those things that you're like, oh, this is like really interesting to me, and it's really cool, but I'm worried that, so now I've started going back and listening to, producers who I like's first albums, and then you listen to it and you're like, this is amazing. How could they possibly have made this if they weren't doing it from the age of like 12? It's quite hard to think of like, oh well, this just means that my debut single won't be released for another 8 years.
What about you, Rob? Besides the podcast,
I mean, besides the podcast, I've been learning so much about myself. I've learned the peak testosterone levels that you can acquire.
Why did I know this was coming up? Shouldn't have
Hey,
asked.
I'm just saying, I've been doing a lot of research, doing a lot of peer reviews and comparing papers, and I learned that there's a peak testosterone level that you can reach if you take a 7-day hiatus from masturbating, essentially.
Have you learned all about your perineum as well?
Oh, I love my perineum. And essentially beyond that, I mean, I'm still doing my meme page and trying to submit workouts for everyone, which I hope everyone's doing, including you guys. But, just trying to keep myself busy. I think it's like a sort of educated procrastination.
Yeah, I guess it's a weird time that you, all those things that you said you would do if you had the time, it's like if you don't do them now, you just have to admit to yourself, you'll never do them and give up on that dream.
I agree. Like, for me, I'm basically caught between the point of, like, I've got so much free time. Do I just sit and relax and do nothing? Because I'm never going to have as much free time again. Or do you fill this and try to be productive and do the things that you wish you could have, like, the wish you'd done before?
Yeah. Sometimes you need a break, though, and it's fine to not do anything for a couple of days.
I need to learn that.
It's easy to feel guilty about it because you see so much out there of people like absolutely smashing all these like achievements that they've wanted to reach and learning so much new stuff. For people who are super active out there that are like making absolutely maximizing the use of their time at the minute, and you think like that's great, but also, oh god, it would be amazing just to lie until lunchtime.
Yeah, well, I think it gets to you as well.
No, really, because like for me, the problem I have is the moment I'm like, right, let me relax, I get bored super quickly, so I'm like, right, I'm doing something. That's how my brain works. I don't know how to relax.
I think as well, though, if you are like sitting just like watching something on the TV and then you're flicking through Instagram and you see, 15 different people all posting their daily workouts, and you're just like, I've eaten like, you're sitting there, you're just like, I've eaten like 4 bags of crisps, and you just got like horrible things littered around you. You're like, I don't feel.
Nah, I shouldn't let that get to you.
That's some sort of low-key dig.
Well, no, Rob, never. What are you talking about?
I've got a crisp problem, man. You don't need to air that. I think it's just wonderful that everyone's sort of finding that semi-drive right now to do all the things they would do if they could afford to do it without having to worry about paying the bills.
Yes, Queen.
But at the same time, it is finding that balance. You're allowed to take a day off. You're allowed to take a couple hours off. You shouldn't feel bad for taking a nap until 12 in the afternoon, because at the end of the day, if you're getting everything you need done, then what's to feel bad about,
Yeah, I think that's a right way to look at it. If it's like if you set yourself a goal for their day and then you complete that, then there's nothing left to do. You don't really need to put that pressure on yourself. I did one night. I timed out basically every single hour of a day of like, this is what a peak day will look like, and my now sort of goal every day is if I complete 50% of this list, then I'm like, that was a really productive day.
I cleaned my bathroom today, and I was like, I've got a pass to do nothing for the rest of the day.
Yeah, I think that's totally fair enough. Yeah, the other day I moved my furniture to like mop underneath them, like sweep and mop and properly cleaned the floors, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is the most effort I have ever put into cleaning in my life.
Honestly, there's something about cleaning that just makes you feel so much more relaxed about being accomplished for that day. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, no, it's a weird mental tick.
Coronavirus! Coronavirus!
I think that kind of leads really, really nicely onto social media fatigue. You want to take a lead on that, Grant?
Yeah, I'm just so sick of basically Instagram now, and even Reddit. Those are basically the only social medias that I use. But I'm so at a point now where I open them and I just think to myself like, oh no. Or you get an Instagram notification like you've been mentioned in someone's story, and that's like oh no, what have I been socially pressured to be doing now?
What fucking horrible challenge do I have to do now?
Oh, I've just been ignoring every single one. Those things are annoying.
Yeah, I think I'm at that point now as well.
Honestly, it's been such a drain. I've actually resorted to the point of setting myself a time limit on my phone so that I'm not actually getting any screen time for more than 6 hours a day. It's madness.
Yeah, I know, and it's such an insane thing because 6 hours on your phone sounds like so much, but it actually just goes by in such a flash.
so
Especially
quickly.
over a whole day. 6 hours sounds insane, but it's actually really not that much.
And also with all the crazy hype of, everyone's got to do a 5K for the heroes, that's commendable. But the ones that are really sort of getting into my grinds is the couple photos, Just, I feel like it kind of ostracizes those of us who are single. I don't
Rob, you're just hating. Rob, you're just hating. Shut up. You're
Oh,
just
straight, I've
hating.
got tagged in one of those as well, but one of my friends, just out of spite, I was like, brilliant, thanks guys.
That is very harsh of them.
Isn't it?
It's true. It's like, oh, let's take our first couple photo, and I'm like, what? Hello, this just challenge is not even going to charity. It's not even for like keeping fit. It just
me.
feels like, yeah, it feels like you're part of a club that no one else can join unless you're pretty enough.
Oh, Rob, I think you're plenty pretty. Don't say that about yourself.
Nah, Rob, you're ugly.
And that's why I like to hear a balanced view on the show, because we're all about balance here. That's what we strive for.
Yeah, I think that gives Neil the deciding vote. What do you think? Hot or not?
Is this if we're going for Rob's hot or not?
Yeah.
Neil, remember all the things he said to you.
He's a queen.
Oh no, Neil, you just betrayed yourself.
He's a queen, man.
Do you know, it was interesting. Either way, I was going to edit it, so I was going to say something.
Oh, I just said something nice about you. Yeah.
Coronavirus! Coronavirus!
Well, I'd like to just push on with this one, Rob, because in the last cast, I told you to watch Tiger King. Have you done it?
Yes. I actually have. I actually have. And for anyone who listened to episode 2, this is going to be a nice continuation story.
So, Grant,
Carl fucking Baskin.
Carl Baskin.
Just while we're on a podcast, I feel like this is the perfect opportunity for me to do my hello, my pretty cats and kittens out there.
Carl Baskin.
Carol fucking Baskin.
I don't like how she became the fucking villain of the show.
Why? She's so clearly absolutely mental.
But fucking...
And she just seems like such a nightmare.
But like the main dude, fucking, what's his name? Joe Exotic, yeah.
Exotic.
So like,
Exotic.
he is clearly not a great guy. Like,
He's not the most stable.
he's literally in jail for trying to put a hit up, right? And also,
Yeah.
apparently, I read up that apparently they edited out loads of him being racist.
Yeah, I can totally see
So,
that, actually.
and
I
she's
can
like,
totally see that.
she's trying to push forward all these like animal welfare, and instead the entire internet is just going, nah, fuck this bitch.
Yes, she was, but I think that it's because she's making the most money off of the big cat thing, while hers looked like they were in worse cages and living in worse conditions than anybody else's that was on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I think like it's just a bit hypocritical that she's saying we shouldn't have these live animals on show and people taking them as pets when she's sort of doing the same thing but with a higher moral standing. I don't get it.
Super dodgy
Yeah.
about the fucking will though, like right in the event of my disappearance. That bit's mad.
Do you think she killed her husband?
100%.
Yeah, I think she was. Oh, I think she was involved with it in some way. Yeah, and I think as well later on when she, if you wanted a tiger to eat someone, you'd cover them in like
However,
oil or something.
I want to hope the man was just really smart and just faked his own death and ran away because he realized how much of a horrible person she was.
Although her new husband seems like a top dude. He seems really cool.
Neil, you're right.
What do you mean? He seems nice.
He's the most brainwashed character in that.
The new husband is definitely a simp. He's got nothing behind that glasses.
What's that? I don't know what that is.
A simp.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Hey, do you want me to look it up for you? It's really good. I feel. How do you not know what a simp is? A simp's like really trending right now.
Simp.
Yeah, simp, like
No
Simpsons,
idea,
but
bro.
a simp.
No idea.
I'll get you the Urban Dictionary for a simp. That's always a trustful.
Thank you.
Always trust the Urban Dictionary. A simp, when you infatuate over women, allowing them to take over your mind and cause you to do things for them that you wouldn't do normally, without any reward.
So,
Simp.
Interesting.
Essentially, it's like you going out your way for a lady that you like, but you are getting absolutely nothing in return.
Being nice.
Essentially, you're on that chase.
Yeah. Well, Neil, you were saying that you weren't happy that she's been thrown under the bus.
So
during this
yeah,
documentary
I
because
just don't like. I don't think she's a good person either. I think the whole bit about her husband, appearance, and everything is fucked. But it just seems. I just feel like Joe Exotic should have got more stick because he's clearly a fucking scumbag.
Yeah, I do think it's quite clear that he grooms teenage boys, like
Oh,
gets
yeah.
them addicted to
Yeah.
drugs.
That was like mad, especially when they came out. They're like, yeah, just those guys coming out being like, I wasn't even gay, and I was like,
Yeah.
jeez.
And also the other dude, the dude with like the blonde ponytails that runs the other camp thing, the other
Who
zoo.
rode in on the elephant? Yeah.
Yeah, this dude, no, Doc, whatever his name is, right? Him, yeah. Yeah, the fact he just basically he basically like keeps like slave wives and makes them get boob jobs and stuff. They could have just glossed over that in like 10 minutes of it, and I was like,
Yeah.
wait,
Like,
what?
it's amazing. It's amazing though that the story is so insane that a guy can run like this sex cult
Yeah,
that's based around
and
his
that's
zoo,
not any news.
and that is not even like the focus.
Yeah,
I just don't understand how that glossed over. I'm on board with you, Neil. It's like a very, very astonished thing happened 3 seconds, and everyone's like, yeah, no, this is fine. You'd be okay with it.
even like the women that she was getting interviewed about it and saying that like he changed all their names and everything to almost dehumanize, and then
Yeah.
and then the like whoever's directing the show was basically just going, oh, well, that's enough of that. Let's get back to the tigers and the mental gay dude. Let's get back to that.
Maybe that's not fun enough for the documentary,
Yeah.
though, because it is the funniest documentary I've ever seen in my life.
It all just got a bit too real towards the middle.
It got too real, and the girl who was being interviewed, who had been at this zoo and had had her name changed, like she was the only normal person to appear
Yeah.
on camera the entire program.
Yeah.
How long do you guys think the show would have lasted if the director's like equipment never got one down? Like if they actually released a proper TV series of
I
it?
forgot that happened, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it could have gone for a while because there's so much happening all the time, seemingly, and especially when he was like when Joe Exotic started running for president, like you could really
I forgot about
drag that out for a couple of years.
I genuinely think they could have ran for about 4 or 5 seasons because that guy, say whatever you want about him, he's a natural entertainer.
Oh yeah, he's so charismatic.
There's something about him that even though you don't even know who Carol Baskin is, instantly you've got a weird feeling that you just don't like her. And the minute you do actually see her, you're just, what are you saying? I can't hear you from the sound of bitch
That's
coming out of your
special
mouth.
something you're saying that he has, Rob. That's crystal meth. That's what you're thinking of.
It's that fairy dust which makes people extra
Yeah.
entertaining.
Oh, can we take a minute to speak about the one guy that was like interacting with the FBI that thought he was like the greatest spy of all?
The dude with like the long hair or something. It's like,
Yeah, with the slow-mo walk-ins and stuff, and superhero shots.
is it not like a bit at the end of it where he's like surfing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Honestly, I didn't understand what was going on with that whole segment. I was like, am I on some sort of mushroom trip, or is this actually happening?
Was that just for the whole show, Rob? Because that's understandable.
Yeah, because some of these people, I had to sit there and wonder, is this part of the show, or do these people do this sort of thing on a regular basis? Because that's insane.
Whether you think Joe should be in jail, because the jury thought he should be, but you know.
They all should be in jail, let's be honest.
I'm not gonna lie, the guy's willingness to prop a shotgun and was just ready to kill anyone that challenged the sort of zoo.
Rob, he put snakes in her mailbox. That should be the highlight, not even just him showing the shotgun.
Yeah, true. I don't even know what I would do if I opened a post box and it was just snakes.
You know what I didn't get as well? So you know what like his I don't know, his one of his husbands that like shot himself. Was that an accident?
Yeah.
Because I watched it as if it was an accident.
Yeah, it was an accident apparently.
Because they were saying he was just always pointing guns at them. That was just what he did. He must have just put it in his head.
Or maybe it wasn't an accident.
I couldn't tell. I didn't know whether it was like, I didn't know whether he just snapped and then done it that day, or whether he was just like, thought it wasn't loaded.
I mean, the best way to test the gun is to point the barrel towards your eye and just, see if there's anything lingering.
Well, I mean, but it did say that he was doing the whole thing. He just used to point the gun, like, you point guns at them all, but like, put them up. Sort of thing like that. I thought maybe he just, like, by accident, it just...
What if Joe's not even in prison and all this is made up for him to become popular?
He's done a good job.
I thought there was maybe that, but then I watched there was like a bit where Louis Theroux basically met him years before, and I was like, Louis Theroux wouldn't lie to me.
I genuinely think that he's the kind of guy that is going to inspire a lot of Halloween costumes this year.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be like the most popular thing for everyone to buy, just the handlebar mustache and cap.
I'm pretty sure Cardi B started like a thing to like get him out of prison. If I remember reading that right somewhere.
Mate.
Why?
which was absolutely hilarious.
It's going to be really ironic with our soundbite.
It's so good. Did you see somebody remixed her talking about it as well? It's real.
Yeah, and she's actually trying to get copyrights on the song because it's getting so popular.
It like charted in America.
I have no idea what you guys are speaking about.
Bro, it like charted in America. Basically, somebody remixed and it like Cardi B talking about coronavirus into its own song.
She's had a stroke. Let's just put it to that. I think the best way that we can finish off the Carol Baskin saga is we put a vote. Do you think Joey Exotic should be in jail? Grant?
Yes, absolutely. Probably not for what he is, but he should be in for so much other stuff.
He should just be in for the good of everybody else.
Yeah.
Neil, what's your vote?
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. He should just be in for the good of everybody else in the world. He needs to be. He's not a great guy.
Face?
Yeah, no, I'm the same. Exact same. Should be in.
He's a bastard, man.
Although, I think all of them should be in it. That's my take on it. Especially Carol Baskin.
Yes. Well, she'll be caught 100% now. So much interest.
Nah,
in it.
she's too rich now.
They're all getting that mad Netflix money.
Yeah, that's true.
Just to keep everything balanced, because all you guys think he should be in jail, I'm going to say I don't think he should be in jail. I think he's a wonderful entertainer. He's not done a wrong thing.
That's because you think you're him, Rob. Shut up.
What a contrarian.
Good word.
Natural contrarian.
What?
Well, guys, I think that's enough on the topics. We're going to give it a little closing note. Well, that's been episode 4. It's been a full-seated segment, and I hope you enjoyed the rides. Stay tuned for the next episode, as we'll be hitting our halfway marker for Season 1. If anyone has any questions for us, or would like us to talk about anything in particular, please hit up the email can'teven_lift@hotmail.com. Find the link on my link tree. I'll plug that in the description. And sorry, guys, I digress.
I am the Lich. I am death. And I am everything that comes before and everything that comes after. I am the Alpha and the Omega. Nothing can exist without me. So, yeah.